So are you guys seeking the new missions for the fulfill your requirement to be motivated? And currently, we're suffering through the hardest delays of the Polar Zone mission. And before the Polar Zone mission has scheduled, the SpaceX have announced the another mission that's name is the FRAM2. The FRAM2 is a mission who will fly the first time with the humans over the Earth's polar region. And this mission would be a very ambitious as it has a named the FRAM2 because it has a meaningful history and it inspired from the eventful event that happened just in the past. So so let's gonna be know that what exactly this mission, and we will know what is the inspiration behind this mission and why this mission has scheduled by the SpaceX and what is their intention behind to do another mission like a Polar Stone mission. So that there is a no doubt that the Polar Zone mission is a very different and distinct from the every mission that has happened on the Earth, because this mission will serve the significant amount of the richer advantage for our humanity to be a more explorer and more explore the fleet of our the space exploration. So the another thing that will upcoming as a by following the recently has scheduled mission, the FRAM2. The what is a FRAM2 and why we got a name the FRAM? So the let's going to know the first the inspiration behind this mission. So there was an intense journey behind this mission and why we got the inspired from the 90s and 80s event that has occurred by the Fram ship. So the let's go back in a time to the sea and get to know what was that event that embarked the journey of the Fram 2. So the inspiration of this mission is totally got from the past of the event that has occurred by the Fram ship. The Fram was the ship used in an expedition towards the Arctic and Antarctica. So that was the first the reached the ship who went to and who had successfully arrived to the Antarctica and Arctic for the first time. That was driven by the Norway explorers. So their name you can see on my display. So those Norway explorers was about to the finding the way and finding the meaning of the adventure. They have embarked their journey to do and the explore the farthest region of our Earth. That's called the Northern Pole. So the Antarctica and Arctic that the like visited by the Fram ship, other the motivation behind that mission is the adventure and thrilling journey behind the curiosity to know and explore the further about the nature meaning. So that's what exactly is going on there. So as this inspiration from the totally has manifested our this the newly uh, made mission that's called the FRAM2. The FRAM2 is a mission of our to explore the further boundaries of our the human capabilities in space. Just like the Polar Zone mission, but it's difficult to understand what is this mission actually, because Polar Zone mission is a visibly is really great, but the FRAM2 is a technically more danger, more complicated for the few people, those who can understand. So the let's come to the second part of this video that we will going to the dive deep in to understand the crew involvement. So the let's going to see the crew overview. So who will gonna involve in this mission and who will the serve the greatest and their passion in this mission. So the first thing that I have to tell you guys that this mission is commanded by the Chong Wong. So Chong Wong is an entrepreneur and adventurer from the Malta. He has an expedition and he has adventurous thoughts and experience. That's why he wanted to serve this mission for the humanity to the show to the across the world that this technology And with this curiosity and this mindset, that we can achieve anything that we have a thought about it. And he wanted to show the greatness of the mission. That was the, I mean, that is the mission profile. So the first, that the Chongwon will be command the entire mission, and the vehicle commander, as we know, the secondary and the sub part and sub crew also will be there to serve the background of supports and assistance. So the secondary part of that, the sub crews will be means the vehicle commander. Who would be the vehicle commander? The vehicle commander is a Janaika Mikkelsen, is the vehicle commander. And from the Australia, our Eric Phillips would be the vehicle pilot, and our the Rabia Roge will be the mission specialist from the Germany. And those the voyagers and those adventurers came across from the international platform and the stage. That's why we're calling this mission very ambitious for the now, because everyone is going to the collab to execute this mission in a singular way to show and highlight as a greatness. And so let's go into the third part of this video, that the third part is the very meaningful for this mission, because what we're going to do in this mission is does matter, the rather you just establish the mission profile and establish the crew, and you go not gonna be fly up. So the first thing that we know, the ship was served as the expedition and used in expedition to go to the Antarctica and Arctic, was the FRAM. So the FRAM ship was used in that mission and expedition. And also this mission, as we would see as an expedition as a different way, because we will not go into the sea, the polar region, by using by the water and by the sea and ocean. We would go in there by the rocket and space, and we would go into there just above the upside down to see that how the polar region like interacted and what's going over there, to understand the human biological system over that point. So let's see the third part of this video is a technical in depth about the our mission and the trajectory path and everything that we have to know. The first thing, that this mission will serve the international adventurers goals, that the every adventurers has a come from the international countries. So that's why it's very important to see. So this mission has a schedule to go over the polar orbit and get set into the polar orbit and go to over the polar region. Just so this mission and done and execute this mission research. So the first thing that we have to know, the mission altitude. So this mission is also will be the serve and will be done by the using the Falcon 9, the workhorse of our SpaceX. The Falcon 9 will be a serve as a usually does for the any mission. So the Falcon 9 would be the vehicle for our mission for this type of mission. And then the Crew Dragon, who has a use in Inspiration 4, that will be a reuse. That type of the Crew Dragon will be reused as a with the for like modification of the cupola around its the hatch area. So that cupola will give us the better view for our entire crews for the during their expedition in a polar region. And then we would go into about the 425 and the 450 kilometer altitude to the sea and study about the auroras. So what is the auroras actually? The first thing that we will going to see in this later in this video, what is the auroras and why we going to explore them. So in Azadi's mission is a serving here is completely depend on a mission. Like the Polar Zone mission will be serve the first commercial astronaut EVA spacewalk. As this mission will serve the sixth commercial astronaut mission for the SpaceX, the first astronaut who went up there. in a polar region to the study in a person. So in this mission that we know entire the theory and entire the mission has a based on our the mission objective. The mission objective is the study about the auroras. That the basic of the objective of the mission, and there would be a slightly a sub objective of the mission that we will talk in this video later. The first thing that we have to see, so at this point we have a come at the fourth part of this video. The fourth part of this video is the objectives, the trajectory path we have got to know, and just the mission vehicle that we have seen just moments ago. And right now we're going to see what is the the objectives of this mission that will be serve the greatness in humanity, that will feed the greatest of the things. So the first objective is a study about the auroras. But before we go into in depth to know the aurora studies and emission profile of the research, we have to know what is the auroras. So auroras is an illumination, I like phenomena that called the auroras. That actually they resemble by the unusual light emissions in our polar region, and that resembles as the auroras. But actually science tells that auroras is a is usually the formed by the collision of the high energy electrons with our atmospheric molecules. So those the collision illustrate and illuminate the entire they illuminate the entire the aurora formation in a linear line, and they are the flowing over there, just above the from the horizon of the Earth to the 400 kilometer above it. That's why we have chosen this the 400 kilometer, 425 and 450 kilometer to do the expedition and the study about the auroras. That's the greater height to like the study about them at the safer distance from them. So we will see the beautiful view from this mission. And the second thing that is the aurora formation that we're gonna know what how they are building up there. But the another phenomenon that's called the Mauve ribbon. So the Mauve ribbon is the kind of the phenomenon as a similar to the Steve. The Steve is not from the Minecraft. Steve is the phenomenon that usually occur in an occasion moment when a solar storm hit to the Earth magnetosphere. So that's the different part of that. But this the cause of that why the steel form in our the atmosphere. The steel means the strong thermal emission velocity enhancement. So this kind of the velocity enhancement, I mean just this kind of the phenomenon. So the steve, in short, the very easy to understand it because the steve is just a phenomenon is occurred by the natural interaction with the magnetosphere. It's just like the high energy particle enters in. But this phenomenon is a kind of the different than you have imagined about it. It doesn't look like the auroras. It's a linear, illustrated, and illuminated the ribbon that's kind of the look like a ribbon, but that illusion in a air and atmosphere. Then we will know in a further about it in the next video. So the first thing, and like we have to come at the objective part, that what is the objective beyond this? So upon this all the aurora study and the steel like the study, and we are going to the see as additionally to the take the human body X-ray in an orbit by using the training tools. So that kind of the human body X-ray will be a great to really that first time we're gonna take that the X-ray imagery in our orbit. And while being in orbit, the Crew Dragon will serve its the pressurized uh, environment for the stable the environment for the our crews. So there will be no depressurization like the polar zone mission because hatch will be sealed by the cupola. Cupola is strong enough to tolerate the maximum outer vacuum force and pressure that would be very higher, but cupola is greater. That has been proved and prove in a inspiration for a mission that you can see back in there. So the finally we have come at the like end of that video, because the entire mission is fulfilled with the ambitious goals and the adventurous peoples, those who will serve the greatest mission to the entire humanity, to the motivate and inspire everyone on the earth who can achieve the greatness and the prosperity by using the current technology. And it will also show the how the current technology is a work as a the like the assistance and greater tool for us, because current technology has capability to achieve whatever we can, but just needs the a design plan or anything that the people those who will bring this technology over the horizon. So that's what we are thinking about. So, bye guys, I will literally meet you soon as possible to me, because this is the only part one. Here we will not explain much about it, but in the part two we will going in a depth to know what exactly the Steve and Aurora formation and anything about this mission profile and in-depth knowledge. Because about this mission, there has served the mission profile as we have seen in a Polar Zone mission that didn't have a defined in the by the SpaceX. So we're going to the see in a later in a second video of this entire topic, the FRAM2. I'm hoping this mission will be a greater in a mission in the future. And while we're waiting for, in the meantime, the delays of the Polar Zone mission, we have to find out this video and find my more videos that I have made in the previously, so you can check them out by watching. My English is not good. I can admit it, and I can accept it. I know I'm speaking more by my own. So bye guys. My name is Gurjoshi, and you're watching the NASA Directory. Everything would be a fun as you think.